So here, a couple weeks later, I get my other email that comes in. It says, "Dear Ravi, thank you for your interest in the New York City Teaching Collaborative and the time and energy you have invested in the application process. We sincerely appreciate all of your efforts and commitment to raising student achievement in New York City. We have completed a thorough and holistic review of your candidacy, and while we were impressed with your background and experience, we are unfortunately unable to offer you admission to our program for the upcoming year. The New York City Teaching Collaborative is extremely competitive, admitting less than 10% of applicants in a given program year. Although we're unable to offer you a position in the New York City Teaching Collaborative this year, you exhibited the skills and the mindsets that we value and we think could be a great fit with the New York City Teaching Fellows Program, which will allow you to begin training in the summer of 2016 and begin teaching in September of 2016. If you choose to apply to that program, we are offering you an expedited selection process." What does that mean? Nothing really, because it seems like when I put the application in, there was nothing spectacular that happened. "Where upon submitting your application, you will be moved directly to selection day." I submitted my application. That didn't happen because they had all my stuff there. They got me all the way through to the New York Teaching Collaborative, and now all of a sudden, after that, it says, "We admire your commitment to closing the achievement gap in New York City and hope that you will consider this as an option." Now, to me, this already gave me not a sense of hope, but even put me more in the conspiracy mind. Because I'm like, that's weird. What are they saying? They appreciate all this great stuff that I have, but we have something that you may need more training. Meanwhile, I'm 45 years old. I have to take heart medication every single day. I can't pay for it. I'm on disability as we speak. I'm in school, and I even, told these people that, you'd think they would take the time to see what I've gone through, what I'm going through, that they'd be like, "Oh, he actually needs this and he'd be good at it." Nope, they didn't do that. So I applied to the New York Teaching Fellows, and let's see. Let me see here. Hold on one moment. Not that you're actually here or anything. Poof. So as I was saying, now I applied to the New York Teaching Fellows, and within a week's time, I got a response. Remember, they said from the Teaching Collaborative that everything was expedited, right? So I get this email saying, "Thank you for your interest in the New York City Teaching Fellows Program. After carefully reviewing your application, we need more information about your eligibility for our program due to the following reason: education credits. Meanwhile, I have 2 associate degrees, one in science and one in liberal arts, and I'm working on my bachelor's now, more than a bachelor's when it comes to credits. I sent in all the information. They said I have 30 days to submit all this information. I'm in the first semester at SUNY Empire State College. I have no grades there yet, but I'm enrolled, and they know that. I sent them all the info on that. They said, in order for us to evaluate if you're eligible for the program, please submit any necessary documentation proving your eligibility within 30 days. All right. So if you don't have the degree or the certification, you at least have education credits. And it says, if you have not completed a teacher preparation program, you must submit your transcript, both undergraduate and graduate, if applicable, for reevaluation by our office. Please provide any relevant details about your course of study that will help us understand your educational background. Now, as I said, I just graduated from the second degree, but I was just one course away when I handed them the other transcripts. Now I have the full degree in science and the associates in science for the KSAC, chemical substance abuse. The reason I was getting into that is because I was teaching yoga to addiction patients, and even the person that was the director of the facility said that they've never seen that many people attend classes like mine and actually go through the entire program the way they did. In other words, I was helping them. Why? I believe there was plenty of people of color, but there were all kinds of people there. But it was, I would say, 90% people of color going through that program. And whoever came, white, black, whoever, everybody was getting something out of it. And I was very effective. The one discrepancy I can say that I had is that someone in a very high position there made the comment that people of color were violent, and I confronted that person, and now that's one of the reasons I didn't end up getting a job there, because I just can't be around that. I think it's unfair to people to be treated like that. You know, it's a prejudice. It's a preconceived notion of something. It's not healthy. If you're helping people and you have that type of disposition, you shouldn't be in that position to oversee these things. You know, and this is one of the problems that I think that we're having on an institutional level all throughout the United States, is that you have people that have that mentality that can pretty much claim anything, you know, and do anything they want. They basically have that power because there's so many of them, and they're not going to just give it up like that. And people look at me and I see someone like me. I'm not just anybody. I've been through some real shit. I'm resilient as hell. If I tell you, you know, put it this way, I understand the Code of Federal Regulations, the CFR, which most people don't even know about. But if you're having problems, go and look and type in Google CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, and they'll have everything in the United States that falls under the government governance, the government authority. And you can figure out if somebody's hurting you or trying to do you wrong, and you'll figure. I did it, and I fought the Board of Education and that and won. And who am I? You know, I'm just some Indian guy, right? You know, this is something that's important. You know, and I hope you guys remember the Code of Federal Regulations and use it. You know, most people won't tell you that because they don't want you to know about those things for some reason. So to go on, I send in all my transcripts, right? And I get another email just today, actually. And it says, "Hi, Ravi. Thank you for your message. After looking into your profile, it appears that your account has been placed on hold because it is unclear from your application when you will graduate from your college. In a statement uploaded to your checklist, please upload one of the following forms of documentation: a transcript that shows the name and date of your degree conferral. If you're not able to obtain one, we'll need documentation from your school confirming your graduation date." Now, the problem is that they know I'm applying for the teaching fellows. The teaching fellows has a program that if you get into, they'll pay for you to go to school and do your master's. I have 2 associate's degrees, right? If I'm aiming towards getting into their organization, why would I go and try and finish? I mean, I am in school for my bachelor's, but I was looking to doing what they had to offer. I'm in a place now where I'm even thinking of going into a completely different field. And, you know, after trying all my life to do things and coming to this point and getting, I don't know if this is red tape or what kind of bullshit this is, but it's annoying because if it was anybody else in my shoes facing this, they would give up because I'm feeling like giving up. I'm at that point where I'm just like, I've had it, you know? I'm like, you know, once you're on disability, it's hard to get out of it. You know, it's like, I have to take heart medications. I have no choice for the rest of my life. Can I just stop and get any kind of job? No, I can't. I need to get something that I went to school for. And I believe that if I'm facing this the way I am, that African American people are facing it 100 times worse than I am, because from what I've seen in the history of America, it's just been that way. So maybe I'm actually having it good that they actually responded to me, you know? And I'm not being funny, I'm just saying the truth, you know? I just don't understand what, you know, they claim to really need people, you know? And the type of people that I had, they even said I had everything that it takes, but why go through all this? As a matter of fact, I know people that don't even have that many credits. Some of them have like an associate's. I have 2 associates, and they're in there and they're teaching and they're doing fine. And they happen to be white, friends of mine. Acquaintances more like it, not just friends, but, you know, acquaintances. I don't know them as well, but I wonder if that's a factor. You know, it makes you have to sit and wonder. You know, like I said, statistics don't lie. You know, you have to sit and wonder about these things. That was a long rant, but hopefully it made sense to some of you. And hopefully, if anybody has any comments, any feedback, I'd appreciate it. And I am looking for work, and this is the only other way I can figure out on getting it is to just put it out there, what I'm seeing. At my age, at 45, with all the pain that I go through on a daily basis and everything that I have to face, you know, I don't know what to say. I'm just, I'm kind of speechless, because you would think that people would see the sacrifice that you make, and what you've been through, and take that into consideration. If there needs to be affirmative action, some people are saying there doesn't. I say yes, we do. We need it, because, again, even what we have now isn't good enough. It needs to be even stronger. Everybody needs a fair chance. Like I said, if there's almost 90% people out there Caucasian that are owning these jobs, there's something wrong. They're not the smartest people in the world, the only people in the world that have brains, that can learn and get knowledge. There's a great imbalance that needs to be balanced. And somebody needs to do something about it, or we all need to do something about it. And I'm not going to stop talking about it until it changes. I meant to do this when I was a kid, except I used to not be able to use my brains as good. And when you're young, you don't think as well as you do as you get older and you see what life is and how short it is. And now I've always said that, for me to turn and look the other way now, and you see the potential for the children to know better and do better in the future, I think that if I know what's going on and I turn and look the other way, that makes me just as guilty as the people already perpetrating this, so I'm not going to look the other way. I choose to turn around and look at it and say, hey, what's up? Let's make this change, and let's make things happen. And that's where I'm at. And I hope somebody out there's listening. It'd be great to get any feedback from this or suggestions. Again, Ravi Kasoon, and thank you for your time. I'll keep you updated on what's going on.